best thing for the final boss, we've established this idea of Cody's soul. We can always come back to it.
He lied. Y'all niggas worship him.
I did feel, and I made the call, I don't want to be involved in that. Step back. Let the final boss step back into the shadows.
You're lying.
Let all the spotlight go to John. Let it go to Cody.
Yeah! YouTube, what up? Welcome to another edition of Wrestling with Watts. I'm Watts. And we gotta talk. We gotta talk about a couple things, but we gotta talk about The Rock. We gotta talk about The Rock, bro, and his inflated ego, his pettiness. You know I'm not a sign person at all, but that is some real Gemini activity going on inside his brain, and I'm not feeling it at all. I'm not feeling it at all. This dude went on Pat McAfee's show this past Monday trying to do damage control because of the fact that he knows that not showing up to WrestleMania was some real goofy shit. It was some real goofy activity, and you and I both know it. Because if you're going to start something, and this is what I mean, if you want to be in this, you got to be all the way in it, Dwayne. You got to be all the way in it. All of this, I understand you're supposed to be one of the biggest stars in Hollywood, but that well is drying up. You're always going to have money, and you're always going to be able to dabble into the movie stuff, but this wrestling stuff is supposed to be something that you're passionate about. This is supposed to be your first love. We're not telling you to actually wrestle matches, but if you're going to be a part of a certain storyline, follow through. Follow through. Be a man of your word. Don't just take your ball and walk away because people didn't like how you was talking or like your idea and stuff like that. This all stems from the fact that on the Pat McAfee show, he said, "Oh, I wasn't needed." And you can tell it was a certain level of pettiness in that I wasn't needed situation, because initially Cody Rhodes was supposed to turn heel and sell his soul to The Rock. As soon as they told him, nah, that doesn't make sense for the storyline that they're trying to portray right now, he said, oh, really? Oh, you guys think you could do this by yourself? Okay, all right, I'm not showing up, because that was ridiculous. Nobody came to see Travis Scott, and during that entire ordeal with Cena turning heel, Travis Scott didn't have to be there at all. It made no sense, realistically speaking. Like, it's like adding a two-liner to a movie for somebody and saying that they're in it just to say that they're in it. Doesn't make any sense. Enough dollars make sense. So you took your ball and ran and walked away and ruined your storyline. You're saying, oh, like, you're not subject to criticism, and that's the problem with the game today. Nobody is privy to any criticism. Everybody just want yes men in a circle. TKO told you to go fuck yourself. Triple H told you to go fuck yourself. And you know me, I have no love for Triple H. I don't have no love for his booking style, and I have no love for the way he runs the business. So at the end of the day, I have no horse in this race. This little civil war that Triple H and The Rock got going on, I have no horse in this race, because realistically speaking, neither of them are really going to do what's best for business. And I don't really have much love for TKO neither, because they're just money hungry, but at least they're open to giving the fans what they want. Neither of these guys are really into it. The Rock just want to face Roman Reigns, but he wants to face Roman Reigns on his terms, because realistically speaking, last year, he tried to butt in. They said, nah, the fans rejected him. He still have a sour taste in his mouth about that, because that made him have to change his whole gimmick. But you can't just waltz in here when you feel like it. This goes back to the entire ordeal of, yo, you either in this shit or you not. Because at the end of the day, he tried to stake his claim for the Universal Championship and say, you know what? I think I'm going to come back now when we're finally going to give the fans what they want. Roman Reigns versus The Rock. Yeah, we want Roman Reigns versus The Rock, but you can't dictate when we get Roman Reigns versus The Rock. You can't ruin the entire storyline and say, oh, well, this is what they, and then try to lie and be like, oh, yo, like, I knew that the fans really wanted this, so I stepped aside, and that's why the final boss was born. No, bro, you got rejected. your ego was inflated. You had to be involved in it in some way, shape, or form. So you said, nah, I'ma turn heel and I'ma tag team with Roman and we about to make this thing X, Y, and Z. That was the revisionist history is kind of crazy. And this is why I'll probably never be in those rooms with these WWE extraordinaires and superstars and whatnot, AEW or any of this, because real spill, I'm not going to just turn a blind eye to the bullshit that the higher ups and the politics that they play all the time. I'm not going to turn a blind eye to it, but to have that relationship with the E or have that relationship with the AEW, you gotta act like the bullshit that they do is okay and not comment on it. Not I. Because they ruined the product with that type of bullshit. Like, I know that wrestling is always going to have its own politics. Everything, no matter what entity it is, no matter what profession you're in, is always going to be politics. I understand that. But not at the expense of the product is what I want to say. Because this happened last year. He just inserted himself and the Rock versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. And it's like, come on, bro. You had X amount of years to show up and say that you want to face Roman Reigns for the championship. Actually, the championship shouldn't even be involved in the feud. It doesn't need it. It's just taken away from somebody who can benefit from being the champion, such as when Cody Rhodes was trying to finish his story. No, we not trying to hear none of that. He did this with Black Adam. He's notorious for doing this stuff. And this is why I say what I say. Don't let your ego be the reason why something good doesn't happen. Because everybody after Travis Scott came out was expecting The Rock to come out in some capacity. We not expecting you to freaking get in there and do a 60-minute Iron Man match. Not at 55 or 54 or however old you are right now. We don't expect that, but the mere presence would make the storyline pop. And you can't just sit there, start this storyline at Elimination Chamber, and then don't follow through, man. What are we doing here? What are we doing? This little civil war between The Rock and Triple H that's been going on for years is starting to really affect the wrestling product, and it's nasty. But it is what it is, man. Like, let me know how you guys feel in the comments. This is more of me voicing my opinion, because I'm going to say what I feel. I'm going to say what I feel every single time. I'm going to make it do what it do. But that's some real goofy shit, man. Some real goofy shit. Dwayne, get your shit together, dog. I'm out, y'all. Peace.